would get robbed almost every month in Cypress Hills. So he was like, no, maybe we should move to Sunset Park. And then when we moved there, he still got robbed every month. And the principal came in. She came in on stage. She's like, I know y'all be feeling all good about Bertram and all that, you know, first day, all excited. But guess what? Bertram's gonna close down. Cause you know what? Kids be cutting class, disrespecting teachers, and on top of that, they ain't got no respect for each other. Be fighting all the time. So you better clean up your shit before you get to your first class. I was like, okay, I'm gonna clean up my shit. Got home, got a phone call. Nope, Jessie. She's like, hey. I was like, hey, what's up? She's like, I heard about what happened. And I was like, yeah, I know. And she was like, I don't think you're ready to hang out with us yet, so maybe we should just hang out privately at my crib, okay? And I was like, where's your crib? She was like, oh, I live on Pike Street near that pathmark. You know that pathmark that isn't there anymore? Gentrification, thank you. And once I got there, Jessie, she was like this. By the window, smoking. I was like, wow, boss ass bitch. And then she's like, come over here. And I was like, okay. She's like, do you smoke? And I was like, no, I don't smoke. And she blows it in my face. She's like, are you sure? And I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I don't smoke. And she was like, what about weed? Do you smoke weed? And I was like, 420? I've been thinking about that for a while, but I'm kind of curious. So she's like, oh yeah, let's just try some. So she pulled out her bong and we smoked. And y'all, legit, I was just sitting there like, and so I left Jessie's place. And she's like, oh, before you go, I want to tell you something else. And I was like, oh, well, what else do you want to tell me? She's like, how should I say this? And I'm like, just tell me it. You know, we're friends now, right? And she's like, well, I think the only reason why guys don't want to sleep with you is because of your clothes and how you look. I was so excited. I went to Judy's house. I held on to the jacket. I turned over the price tag. I was like, $400. Goodbye. So I put it back on the rack and I ran to my mom's bakery. I was like, Mom, you have to get me that jacket. And she's like, how much is it? I was like, $400. She's like, you know how many buns I gotta sell? I was like, oh, please, I'll do chores from now until eternity. She's like, no. And I was like, well, I can wear it for the next 10 years. And she's like, doing math in her mind. She's like, that sounds like a good plan. So she got me that jacket at Judy Jazz. I went back, I brought that jacket to school. I was like, Jessie, what do you think? And she's like, something is still missing. And I was like, what is still missing? And she's like, I think you need a nameplate to rep yourself. And everybody be having that nameplate in New York. And I was like, yes. I was like, how much is it? She's like, well, it really depends how many letters are in your name and how many gems and like stuff you want to glue on it. So she's like, you can get it in Chinatown. So I went to that Chinatown vendor. She's like, when you go in the jewelry shop, you can't just go to the Chinese lady in the front. They're gonna jip you off. So you have to go all the way back to the Puerto Rican man, give you a good price. And so I went there, and then I asked him, I was like, how much is it for a 4-letter Judy, double play, no gems, no nothing? He was like, $100. I was like, okay, $100. I gave him $100. He was like, pick it up within a week. So a week later, I went back to a jewelry shop, and I held on to that nameplate. And I was like, oh, this nameplate is so cute. But where's that necklace that goes around it, you know, to like wrap it? And he was like, $100 only for the nameplate, not with the necklace. I was like, fuck. He's like, how much money is in your pocket right now? I was like, I have $20 left. And he's like, my gift for you. So he just gave me the necklace and I wore it. And that is the story of how I got this nameplate around my neck. And plus, you'll be the last person to use the ID. So good luck, okay? Good luck. And he's like, fine. He opened the door. I got in. Yo, the club be bumping. Like, guys were like around, like with the hand fucking the chick, and then the girls be like, hey, grinding up on the dude, right? And I was like, holy shit. So this is what it feels like. and then I was like, still tipsy. And Jessie was like, come over here. She prepared a line of shots for us to take, still vodka. And I had to take them, and I got even more drunk. I was like flying at this point. And then Kevin came in, and they start grinding. And you know, like guys and girls, they start grinding, and then you're the oddball out. You have to like stand there awkwardly, and you do like the little thing. I was like, sophomore year, I still have time to start over. And Jessie, during first year, she told me that the first 2 years, grades and attendance wouldn't count, and only the last 2 years count. And no, that bitch lied to me. And I'd be sitting there trying to finish my homework from Mr. Serrano. I was like, let me be a good kid, let me be a good kid. And then the phone rang. I was like, shit, home phone, let me go and pick it up. So I was like, about to go and pick it up. And then my dad picked up the phone. And he was like, hello? Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. And I'm like naturally a very curious person, right? I was like doing my essay, so I need to hear what this conversation is about. So I pushed my computer chair all the way back, and then I heard, it's like some baby voice. And the baby was like, Papa, and Vanessa, she was like, yo, girl, you look wrecked. I was like, kind of. She was like, yo, just come to my crib at Far Rockaway this weekend, and then we'll be chilling, okay? My parents, they're celebrating their 20th anniversary, and I want you there. Come. And I was like, okay, Far Rockaway. I was like, where the hell is Far Rockaway? And so I took a look at the subway map, and it turns out that Far Rockaway. Vanessa, she's trying to like be a good kid and move out of here, move away from Far Rockaway, you know, like go somewhere else. I was like, yeah, I know. And then he was like, what about you? And I was like, I kind of want to stay in the city to like be with my mom, you know? And then he was like, why? And I was like, because my father isn't here. And I'm like, I need to be there. And then he was like, yo, Judy, I need love. Is the craziest shit in life. And the important part is just about staying together. And I was like, yes, I know. And then Vanessa turned to me, she's like, Judy, don't let that shit bring you down. And I was like, yes, I won't let that shit bring me down. And I stuffed my face. And Vanessa was like, yo, the beach be pretty here. Let's go to the beach and chill. And I was like, yeah, let's go to the beach and chill. So we laid there, and she was like, Judy, I have to tell you something. And I was like, whatever you're telling me right now, please don't let it be dramatic, because I can't. As we were having this moment, Bertram is shaped into a triangle with like no dead end, right? So kids be cutting class, they be roaming around the hallways and acting up in the hallways like, yeah, bitches. So they be walking. I was sitting there at that moment, and so he came in, he's like, fuck your mama's pussy. And he did another round, and he was like, suck my dick, bitch. And at that point, Dr. King, she's a very civil person. She was like civil disobedience. That's what I believe in. But at that point, she was livid. So she's a teacher, number 1, security guard, number 2, and police officer, number 3. So she grabbed a megaphone. Yes, it was so bad at Bertram, she grabbed a fucking megaphone. She grabbed that megaphone, she chased him down the hall. She said, join class, pull up your pants, you loser, you blind man with no education. And she like plopped that megaphone back, and she came back into the class, and she was like, her hands were fucking shaking.